Hi, it's Linda with CreativePLR.com. I am color challenged. There, I've said it. By color challenge, I mean I keep using the same colors over and over again. I didn't even realize it until I looked at my Etsy shop one time, and every product there was in pinks, purples, and blues. And by blue, I mean a particular shade of turquoise that I just love. So, unless your customers all love pink, purples, and blues like you do, or your audience all love those same colors, you're going to have a problem. Perhaps your audience wants to see some peaches and tans. That certainly is outside my comfort zone. And if it's outside yours, then what you need to do is you need some new color palettes. And so there's plenty of places that you can find color palettes. You can go over to Creative Fabrica and you can find color palettes there. Etsy has color palettes. They have them for sale, but you could look at them to kind of get some ideas. Or you could use Pinterest as inspiration. Just go ahead and put in the search bar color palettes and they'll come up with all kinds of things. Or you could use your favorite artificial intelligence image generators and come up with color palettes there. So you can see I've kind of been playing around, and today I'm going to use Playground AI, and I'm going to use Bing Image Creator, and I'm going to use my friend Midjourney. And so I put in the prompt, new spring color palette with bright, clear pastels colors. Yes, I know I have an extra S in there, and so we're going to try that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go over and I'm going to do the same color palette over in what's now called Copilot. It was Bing Image Generator or Color Generator. It's now Copilot. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here at Midjourney. Now, Midjourney does a strange thing. Their color palettes all have women wearing flowers in their head. I'm not quite sure why, but it is a little bizarre. And their eyeshadow and their faces are different colors too, like blue and green and purple. So that's pretty odd. So let's go over. I did this one first. Let's scroll up and look at it and see what we have here. Now, yes, this one has pots of paint. And this one actually does have the slices of the color, which is what I'm thinking about when I say color palette. I want those slices of colors, but these two just have flowers and a little bit of paint as well. You could use your color picker in any program and be able to pick up those colors, but I actually want the palette. I want to see the slices of color all lined up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say color palette with new spring color. And so I'm going to put the color palette in first and see if that makes a difference. And then I'm going to go over to Bing. Oh, I didn't say create. Then I'm going to go to Midjourney. I'll come back to Bing. And so it looks like it gave me some slices of color. And so I'm going to tweak that prompt just like I did for AI. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go back to Midjourney and I'm going to put it in there. And so I did get a palette there. And I got kind of a palette there and a few slices of color there. But I actually want the palette. I actually want the whole palette with the slices of color. Now, Bing did a pretty good job. I don't care for the color wheel. I just don't need that many colors. I do like this one. They have a grade tone to them, which I really think is very pretty. So this one I probably would keep. Now, of course, when I asked for the spring colors, I knew I was going to get, pinks and blues and probably some purples. But I did get some peach colors in there, and the picture is very pretty. So I would probably download that one and keep that one. And let's go back to Playground. Playground has this one that I love. And so I'm going to download that one as well. And then I'm going to pull it up so that we can see it, a little closer view of it. And yes, I got my blues and my purples and my pinks, but I got some oranges too and some yellows. So I would like this. This is a really good one. So that's going to work for me. Now I want to go outside my comfort zone a little bit. And I want to say color palette with boho chic style with bright colors. And this should give me something different. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this, put this into my other two. And while this is thinking, I'm going to go over to Bing and go back, enter my new prompt, go down to Midjourney, and it actually gave me palettes this time. When I put color palette in front, it gave me palettes. Now, that's one thing to remember. Whatever you put in front in the very first couple words is going to be supposedly more dominant and more precise about what you want. So if you want a color palette, put color palette first and then everything else afterwards. So let's put in the new prompt. I also noticed on Midjourney I got fewer blues and pinks and more of the, oranges. There's a kind of a dark orange, kind of a reddish orange. And so I got more of those, but they like orange colors. So I'm going to go back over here, Playground AI. Oh, I love those colors. Now, the reason that I love them, it's a new way of looking at my turquoise and my pink. Because I've got that green in there and that gold. And so let's look at the others. I've got the blue, purple, pink, yellow, and then I've got kind of a green blue. And then I've got a rose. I really like this one too. I get those darker colors. So this one's really a winner. Let's see what Bing did. Bing is just having a problem understanding a palette. And I know I've warned you about Bing before, about using Bing for your products, but this is for our personal use because it's a color palette that I'm going to create a product from. So technically speaking, I'm not using it to sell. You couldn't sell these palettes, but you'd have a hard time selling them anyway. You could use your color picker and do that, but that's too big a range actually for me to use. This one's a little bit better. It has a color range, a color palette in the center, and it does show you some elements. So if you wanted to get a color palette with some ideas on elements, and here's the actual colors here, this would be a great one to use. And we're going to go down to Midjourney and check into Midjourney, and yes, 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 love those color palettes. And it's a new way of looking at my turquoise, and I love this one with that gold. And normally I'm not a gold orange person, but here it works perfectly. So I hope this has helped you and you're going to get out of your comfort zone with color, create some new palettes to start creating your products, your social media posts, your reels. Try some new colors and see how that works for you. Until next time, keep creating.